Good morning, dear students, and welcome to your second chapter in maths, which is angles. Angles is something that you have already learnt about in your 4th standard and in your 5th standard. You have been taught how angles are formed, how to name an angle, how to recognize the different parts of an angle. All that is something that you have already learnt in the previous 2 years. So now, before we continue with this particular chapter for your 6th standard, let us go back to what we have already learnt and revise a few things. Before that, I would like to show you something to remember, to recollect what an angle looks like. Okay, you all must have seen scissors. If you open up a scissor, you can see that there is a formation of an angle over here. Let me come a little further and show you. There is a formation of an angle over here. If I change the direction of the scissor, you can see that the shape of the angle also changes. I can have a very big angle or I can have a very small angle. So we see that there is an angle formation in the parts of a scissor. Now if you look at your clock, okay, you see there are the hands of the clock. Don't look at this seconds hand, just look at these two hands of the clock. Now when you look at the hands of the clock, you see a angle formation over here as well. Okay, if I have to change the direction of the arms of the clock, of the hour hand and the minutes hand, you see that there are different types of angle which will be formed using the arms of the clock. Okay, we will come to that a little further. Before that, we will just revise something that you have already learnt in the 5th standard. Over here I have drawn two angles. Okay, so we will name the different parts of this angle based on what you have already learnt. Okay, here there is one angle which is having the arms, arm PQ and arm QR. The name of this angle can be written in 3 different manners. We can either write the name of this angle as angle PQR. You start from this side, angle PQR, or you start from this side and you write it as angle RQP, or you just use the vertex of the angle to write the name of the angle, or you can just write it as angle Q. So this way you can name this particular angle in 3 different ways. The vertex, which is the vertex? Which is the point at which the two arms are meeting each other? This arm and this arm are meeting together, are meeting each other at this particular point. So this is your vertex. Point Q is the vertex. And finally, which are the arms of this particular angle? You have arm QP and arm QR. So they are called also as the sides of the angle. So I'll write it as side QP and side QR. Okay, so we'll do the same thing for the other angle which is also drawn on the board. I have an angle over here, angle LMN. Let us name this angle in 3 different manners. So the first name that I can give to this angle, angle LMN. If I start naming it from this side, I can call it as angle NML, or I can just name it using the vertex which is over here. So that is angle M. Which is the vertex? Which is the point at which both the arms are meeting? This arm and this arm, both of them are meeting at point M. So your vertex is point M over here. And finally, which are the arms or which are the two sides of this angle? You have side ML and side MN. side ML and side MN. Okay, so please remember your angles are made up of your vertex and your arms. Two arms which are getting connected to each other at the vertex. Okay, so this is what we have done for the first two angles. There is one more angle which is given to you in your textbook. You can name that, you can fill up this table in your textbook according to what we have done for these two angles. I'm just giving you a minute's time, you can copy this down. Now we will look at different types of angles. I know that you have learnt about three basic types of angles, that is your right angle, obtuse angle and acute angle. But apart from this, there are a few more types of angles that you will be learning about. So first let us write it down. Children, I want you to write this down, copy it down into your notebooks. As we complete it, you can copy it down. If you are not able to complete it within the given time frame, you can pause the video, copy it down and then continue further. So we start with the first type of angle, which is called as a zero angle. Now a zero angle is an angle in which the measurement of the angle is 0 degrees. Now how do you understand that? For that I'll take the clock again. Okay, we have the clock over here, and if I have to keep both the arms of the clock, don't look at this seconds arm, just look at your minutes and your hours arm. Okay, if I bring both the arms to 0, okay, let us take it to 0, wherein we bring both the arms to the number 12. Okay, so now both the arms are one on top of the other. Please don't look at this, please only consider these two arms, the minutes hand and the hours hand. Now your minutes hand and the hours hand are lying completely one on top of the other. Okay, if we have to find out the measurement of it, it is 0 degrees. When you have both the arms of your angles lying exactly one on top of the other, then the angle which is formed is called as a zero angle. So how do we show that? This is one arm of your angle, and I'll show the other arm which is lying exactly on top of it. Okay, so both the arms of the angle are lying exactly on top of each other. So in such a case, the angle is called as a zero angle. Okay, so please copy this down. Your next type of angle is called as an acute angle. This is something that you have already learnt in your previous classes. Now this is 0 degrees, and if we keep the arm on number 3, one of the arms on number 3, okay, so if we have to keep one of the arms on number 3, you have a proper L formation which is taking place. So in this case, there is a right angle which is formed, but when the measurement of the angle is between 0 degrees and between 90 degrees, okay, more than 0 but less than 90, somewhere like over here, it is more than 0 degrees but it is less than 90 degrees. So in this case it is called as a acute angle. Okay, let me give you one drawing over here. So your acute angle will be drawn something like this. Say for example, the measurement of this angle is 45 degrees. Now your 45 degrees is definitely more than 0 degrees, but it is less than 90 degrees. So this angle is more in size than a 0 angle, but less in size than a right angle. So such an angle is called as a acute angle. Please copy this down, students. The next type of angle is called as a right angle, wherein the measurement of the angle is exactly 90 degrees. So if we have to show it on the clock, okay, this was an acute angle where the measurement is more than 0 but less than 90. But now when I shift the arms of the clock to over this position, what is happening is that now your angle which is formed is a proper L formation angle, and this is 90 degrees. If you have to measure such an angle, it will be exactly 90 degrees, and this is called as the right angle. So I'll draw it on the board. So when you have an angle which is measuring exactly 90 degrees, it will be called as a right angle. Copy it down, students. Now we move on to the fourth type of angle, which you already know about, which is your obtuse angle. Okay, so over here in this angle, in an obtuse angle, your measurement is more than 90 degrees, but it is less than 180 degrees. So if I have to show it to you on this clock, okay, this angle is 90 degrees. And what do you mean by a 180 degree angle? If I move the hand of the clock in such a way that I get a straight line formation, Okay, there is a straight line which is now formed, a straight line which is formed. So when the position of the clock is in this manner, where you have a straight line, this is a 180 degrees angle. It is a straight line. Okay, but when you have a measurement which is more than 90 but less than 180, yani it should be something like this. Okay, this is 90 and this is 180, but when it is something in between over here, so that makes it more than 90 but less than 180. So when it is somewhere in between over here, it is called as a obtuse angle. We'll draw one obtuse angle on the board. Okay, so this measurement is more than 90, the L formation, it is more than 90, but it is less than 180 degrees. Okay, so such an angle is called as a obtuse angle. Please copy it down. Okay, as I had just told you, when the arms of the angle forms an exact straight line, okay, when the arms of the angle form an exact straight line, then it is called as a straight angle. So if we have to show it on this clock and form a straight line using the two arms of this clock, okay, so over here we see a straight line formation which is taking place. So such an angle is called as a straight angle. So when we draw something like this and show the arrow like this, then this one will be called, this particular angle will be called as a straight angle. Please copy it down. Your next type of angle is called as a reflex angle, wherein the measurement is more than 180 degrees. If you take the measurement of the angle, it is more than 180 degrees, but it is less than 360 degrees. Let us see that on the clock. Okay. Now over here you have a straight angle which is 180 degrees. Okay. Now if I am moving the clock's arms like this in this direction, now it is going more than 180 degrees, okay, and it is less than 360. If the clock is moving back and coming back to the 12 o'clock position, if both the arms are meeting again each other, then it will be a complete angle. The both the arms are meeting each other once again. But if I keep it somewhere in between over here, okay, here it is a straight angle where it is forming a straight line, okay, but if I keep on increasing the measurement, if I bring it somewhere over here, the measurement which is formed is from here to here. You are measuring it from this arm to this arm. So this is forming a reflex angle. We are taking the measurement not of this part, we are taking the measurement of this part. So when we draw something like this, we draw an angle and we show an arrow mark on the outer side in this manner, it means that we are taking the measurement of this part of the angle, and such an angle is called as a reflex angle. Please copy it down. The last type of angle that we have is called as a complete angle. Now what exactly happens in a complete angle is that your arms of the clock or of the angle are again meeting each other and lying exactly on top of each other. Okay, so the first time that we had seen, both the arms were on the number 12, okay, wherein it was forming a zero angle, but then this arm took a complete round, completed the entire circle, and then came back on the other arm once again, and then this has formed a 360 degrees angle. If we have to take the measurement, we are taking the measurement from here right up to here. So this is forming a straight line, but this is not a zero angle because we are considering the measurement from here, the entire movement of the arm from here right across and coming back onto the same arm. So this kind of an angle is called as a complete angle, means the two arms have completed the entire movement of the circle and have formed another new angle, which is a complete angle. So when you draw a complete angle, you will draw it in this way. This is one arm and this is your second arm. But what are you measuring? You are measuring the complete movement of the arm from one part to the other. So this is your 360 degrees angle, and the angle is called as a complete angle. Okay, so students, please copy this down. Okay, with this students, we have completed the first part of our chapter where you have learnt about the different types of angles. You have learnt about a zero angle, acute angle, right angle, obtuse angle. Then you've learnt about reflex angle, a straight angle, and a complete angle. Okay, so these are the 7 types of angles that you have learnt about. You have practice set 2 wherein you have to do match, and you have to based on the degrees of the measurement given, you have to recognize the type of the angle. So I request you to complete practice set 2, and towards the end of the chapter I will send you the complete notes for this particular chapter, but till that time you practice whatever you have learnt and try and complete practice set 2. Okay, And what I want you to do is, before we go on to our next class, you have to purchase a geometry box. If you already have your geometry box from your previous years, you can use the same thing. If you do not have it, you will require to purchase a new geometry box, which will be required for your next part of the chapter. Okay, so till then, dear students, stay safe, stay happy, and keep yourself free from the virus. And as I said, keep practicing and complete your practice set 2. We'll see you again in the next class. Bye.